James Moriarty, Consulting Criminal by Andy Weir. Book summary in under 4 minutes. Andy Weir's James Moriarty, Consulting Criminal is a Sherlock Holmes-inspired collection that reverses the usual detective formula. Instead of following Holmes as the brilliant force of justice, the stories place Professor James Moriarty at the center and imagine how a mind equal to Holmes might use deduction, discipline, and strategy in the service of crime. The result is not a standard mystery about catching a villain, but a character study of how a villain learns to treat crime as an intellectual profession. The title plays directly against Sherlock Holmes's famous role as a consulting detective. Moriarty becomes a consulting criminal, a man whose genius is not used to solve crimes for the police, but to advise criminals, expose weaknesses, and build influence in London's underworld. This inversion gives the book its main appeal. It asks what happens when the same talents that make a detective heroic are redirected toward ambition, control, and moral corruption. Weir's version of Moriarty is dangerous because he is not chaotic. He is logical, observant, patient, and emotionally controlled. His strength comes from seeing patterns other people miss. Like many of Weir's protagonists, he solves problems through careful reasoning. But unlike Mark Watney or Ryland Grace, Moriarty's problem-solving is not aimed at survival or rescue. It is aimed at advantage. That contrast makes the book an interesting companion to Weir's better-known science fiction work. Intelligence alone is not noble. Its value depends on what it serves. The collection also studies the partnership between Moriarty and his companion, Colonel Sebastian Moran. Their relationship echoes the Holmes and Watson structure, but with a darker moral center. Moran functions as observer, assistant, and chronicler, helping frame Moriarty's brilliance for the reader. Through this familiar format, Weir turns a classic literary pattern inside out. The reader experiences the pleasures of deduction while also recognizing that the deductions support criminal goals. A major theme is the thin line between genius and danger. Moriarty is compelling because he is talented, but the book does not need to make him admirable in a moral sense. His intelligence exposes weakness in others, and his success depends on understanding greed, fear, loyalty, and pride. In real-world terms, the story reflects how intelligence without ethics can become manipulation. Strategy, charm, and expertise can solve problems, but they can also help people exploit systems. The book also explores reputation. Moriarty is remembered in Sherlock Holmes' lore as a great criminal mastermind, but Weir's stories are interested in the process behind that reputation. A legend is not born fully formed. It is built through choices, victories, alliances, and the gradual acceptance of darker methods. This gives the collection a sense of origin story momentum without simply retelling Holmes's familiar battles. Overall, James Moriarty, Consulting Criminal is a clever villain-centered mystery collection about intellect, ambition, and moral inversion. It works because it understands the appeal of the Holmes formula while questioning the assumption that brilliance naturally belongs to the side of justice. Weir uses Moriarty to show that the same qualities that solve a mystery can also create one, and that a great mind without conscience may become the most dangerous weapon in the room.